Welcome back to Grid Drop. Today we're here with some more F123. This time around doing a lap down challenge against 0% AI. So starting at the very back of the field, one full lap down. You're gonna have to catch up to everyone. And also racing on the new Las Vegas F1 track, which I've yet to do a single lap on. I don't know the track at all, and I just drank a bunch of whiskey. Alright, so getting right into it. This is my first ever lap on the new Las Vegas track. I haven't touched this track at all. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm allowing myself one free practice session to at least gain some kind of basic knowledge, basic track knowledge, just where the braking points are, just kind of very simple stuff like that. At least that's one advantage I have. But the way this video is going to work is once the race starts, we're going to let the entire field complete one full lap, lap us, and then we'll have to catch up and hopefully go for a win, which we'll see how that goes. But the AI level is 0%, so they're very, very, very slow. So hopefully we're quick enough to get to at least a podium position. And like I said, it's a new track, and I also drank a bunch of whiskey before recording this, so that's going to be another disadvantage for me. Alright, so obviously free practice is not going very well. I enabled the ideal racing line to sort of give me a better understanding of where I should be braking. That was definitely a big problem without the racing line, as I had no idea what braking points were correct. I was kind of just judging based on the 100-meter board, but it was not working, just given the amount of kind of long straights there are in Las Vegas. So you can see the track map on the bottom left right there. It's a lot of long straights, so yeah, braking is going to be very important for this race. And speaking of the race, we are on the grid. Lights are coming on, 5 red lights, and we are kind of racing. Very good reaction time off the start, but yeah, it doesn't really matter because we're going to have to sit and wait until we get lapped by the rest of our competitors. So here's Fernando Alonso now, leading everyone away on the first lap, in first place. And yeah, we're going to have to wait till we get lapped by everyone in order to start our own race. So kind of on this first main straight after the start-finish straight now, just warming up the tires a little bit. Otherwise, it would be pretty miserable to drive the car if the tires were freezing cold. So what we're going to do instead is warm up the front tires and then cook the rear tires, as you can see by these donuts right here and the kind of heat map on the bottom right. So cooking the rear tires now. Front tires are still kind of cold, and we are officially one lap down now. Nick DeVries is in 19th place, I should say, and he laps us. So we are racing. Our race has begun. I'm hoping we can go for like a podium, maybe a win, at least a top 5. Definitely somewhere around there. I at least want to be in the top 5. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult on this track, I think, just because a lot of it is straight. You can see the rear tires are definitely overheated. A lot of oversteer right there, kind of just drifting out to the side. But as I was saying, yeah, a lot of kind of long straights on this track. So 0% AI are very slow, but they're only really slow through the corners and into braking zones. They're not necessarily that slow on straights because it's not that difficult to just put the pedal to the floor and drive straight. But our first overtake is Nick DeVries right there. Nico Hülkenberg up next, up the inside now of the Haas car. Barely exciting gameplay right here. Just absolutely flying past these guys. There's not really anything they can do about it, especially in the corners. You can even see just the exit speed on this straight, and we absolutely fly past these guys in the braking zone. So that's where we definitely need to focus most of our effort, is in the braking zones and through like the medium to high speed corners. Through slow corners like this chicane up the inside right there, Yuki Tsunoda. Looks like we're going to go around the outside of Oscar Piastri, but through those kind of slow speed corners, we're not going to make up that much time compared to the AI. Obviously, they're on 0%. They're not going to be that fast through there, but we can't go that much faster given that it's such a slow speed corner. So high speed and medium speed corners and into the braking zones, that's going to be kind of the bread and butter of just making up a lot of time compared to the AI. They are going to be decently fast on the straights. You can see just kind of leaving the Alpine of Esteban Ocon in the dust right there. And yeah, you can see right here that like Bottas, once they get up to speed on the main straight, they're not really that slow. We have our battery deployed, obviously pedal to the floor, and he's not that much slower. But you're going to see right here, probably, yeah, exactly. He's going to be braking very, very early into this corner. So that's where we make up a lot of time right there, almost a little bit of contact with the Ferrari, and that could have been a pretty brutal mistake for this challenge. But that's something very important to keep track of too, is to make sure there's no contact with the wall. So it is a street circuit. It's going to be pretty unforgiving if you make contact with the wall, and yeah, so definitely want to keep the car in one piece. But catching up to these guys in front now, kind of almost done unlapping ourselves now. A little bit of contact, it looks like, with Lando Norris. Luckily, no front wing damage, as I just mentioned. That would definitely suck. But up the inside of Lance Stroll right now, kind of drifting into that overtake right there. Drifting on corner exit right here, too. And those were both kind of sketchy right there. A little bit of oversteer and wheel spin on the exit right there. This is pretty much all the fault of all these donuts I was doing before. The rear tires still feel absolutely cooked. They're not hot anymore, but they're definitely pretty worn. So I will be very excited to be going into the pit lane, where I will get a new set of medium compound tires. So that is one thing to note too, is a lot of times I see like a 0% AI challenge. They're usually like 5 laps or so. So we're doing a 25% race. We have 13 laps to complete. So everyone else is going to have to pit, which might make things kind of interesting. Coming out of the pit lane now, we're going to be back again in last place. So we kind of unlapped ourselves almost. But yeah, we're back at the very rear of the field. So passing Nick DeVries yet again. And hopefully we can make pretty quick work of the rest of the field. But you can see absolutely flying past these guys right now. They're definitely a little bit slow on this straight. I think it's mostly just because of kind of corner exit speed. But I think at this point we're probably about like 15 or 16 seconds a lap faster. Obviously, you know, lap to lap, it's a little bit different just based on the traffic. Like, you can see how much time I'm losing right now just trying to navigate around everyone going so slowly. But that's something that's a little bit frustrating, is how slowly the rest of the cars are going through like slow or medium speed corners, just because it's so easy to get around them, but they just kind of take up the entire width of the track. So that's something we got to kind of optimize and hope we can get around them a little bit faster. But making pretty good work of everyone right now, about halfway through the field in terms of unlapping ourselves. So yeah, we got to try to speed it up a little bit if we want to go for a win. But yeah, so track knowledge definitely improving. I feel a lot more confident around here. Mostly confident about where I'm positioning my car on corner exit. That's at least where I've learned the track the most. I still am making mistakes here and there into braking zones. Just braking a couple meters too late a lot of times just leads to going deep into corners or going wide and missing the apex a little bit. But luckily not anything too detrimental to the lap time. But here we are now, passing Nick DeVries for the 3rd time this race, and that puts us in 18th position. So lap 11 now, you can see in the top left. I've skipped ahead a little bit. I was just driving in clear air, so there wasn't really too much to see there. So skipping ahead to lap 11, and now we are finally passing for positions, which feels fantastic. Finally not just making up for lost time and actually passing people, and it actually matters. So yeah, definitely gonna get cooking now, but hopefully we can get in the top 5. I am not really 100% sure about going for a win. You can see on the track map on the bottom left, I believe it's George Russell or Lewis Hamilton. One of the Mercedes has an absolutely huge gap to 2nd place, so we're gonna have to make up a lot of time if we want to have to go for a win. So I'm hoping top 5, maybe a podium would definitely be a really good result. Obviously starting a lap down, cooking the rear tires, and driving on a track I've never driven on and drinking before it. So would not be too disappointed with a podium here. Even though it's on 0% AI, a lot of it is straight, so it's not as easy to catch up to these guys as you might think. If you've ever played the F1 game, you know how ridiculously easy it is to play on 0% AI. It feels like a baby could, pass these guys, but on the straights, they're not that slow. Obviously, you can see Gasly going very, very early into the braking zone, probably braking like 100 meters too early, but yeah, I couldn't really catch him on the straight if he was braking at the normal braking point. So that's something that has definitely limited how fast I can catch up to these guys. But yeah, if you look on the top right, we are finally into the points. Lap 12 of 13 now, and it's very nice to finally be in the points after starting a lap down, which is probably pretty similar to what Verstappen could do in real life. If he started a lap down, I'm sure he could probably end up winning the race. He seems to just win no matter what anyway. The Red Bull is just absolutely overpowered. But yeah, behind Lando Norris now, looking for a move up the inside. He brakes far too early, as per usual, and that is a very, very easy overtake to make. So you can see in the top right, bottom right, we have some front wing damage. I don't know where exactly that occurred. It could have been contact with another car, or just kind of scraping the end plate against the wall. But luckily, the Vegas circuit is pretty much just a big square of all straight, so we don't really need too much downforce. Passing Lance Stroll, passing Leclerc. We're going to be behind our teammate Sergio Perez. We are on the final lap now, lap 13 of 13. Looks like we can go for a move around the outside. We're going to think twice about that, go up the inside as he brakes way too early, cut the curb, a lot of wheel spin on exit, and now we're on sort of the back straight, and the only car guarding the podium positions from us is Lewis Hamilton. So Verstappen versus Hamilton for a podium position, and this is probably going to be a little bit easier than it would be in a real-life situation between these two. I'm going to go up the inside, very quick move. I even brake a little bit early, and Hamilton just has no chance of fighting that one. So unfortunately, the gap is still 7 seconds. I don't think we're going to make up 7 seconds in the span of one corner. Fernando Alonso win the race. Third place is unfortunately the best finishing position we could manage, but it's a podium. I'll take it. Starting a lap down, never driven a single lap on this track until this free practice session. So definitely feel pretty good about that result. It was 0% AI, however, a lot of straights. So yeah, I'll take a podium. I'm pretty pleased. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe or comment or share the video, whatever you want to do to engage. It would definitely help me out a lot. I had a lot of fun recording this video. I'm probably going to post some more of these kind of like one-off little challenges. I think they're pretty creative and fun. So if you don't subscribe, definitely check out my F123 My Team career mode series. That is going to be being posted a lot more frequently. I'm also going to finish up my Assetto Corsa Championship, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, like I said, if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.